Ladies and gentlemen,
Sentries from the House of Rituals keep this area under observation. They will find no secrets here. Destroy them.
The traitors from my former house maintain a stronghold here. Bring them all to ruin.
how's everyone doing tonight? Fucking knew all. Hello, hello.
Yeah, so headset works better if you turn it on.
Tends to be the case, yes.
I was watching a PTR Resto Shaman double legendary video from one of the Shaman from Pieces. And she kind of was like, yeah, so this combo is really good if, like, the Vesper Totem Earthquake Lego is really good if you can keep your Rocky alive. Otherwise, it's just a wasted Lego slot. There was another combo that she was like, it's probably better consistent damage but lower overall. And then the Venthyr combo, she was like, it's really good damage, and it's more fun than Vesper Totem, but it's probably not as much damage.
So in theory should be worth it, but in reality probably isn't.
I don't know if I'd say that. It's just one of those things like because you're using the. Actually, let me pull it up. You're using an elemental legendary, but you're only using half of it. Because you. So you want that legendary. And you could ignore like the first half of it. You're only using it for Flame Shock as a 50% increased crit chance. Because then when you mix that with the Venthyr Lego, which is getting changed in the patch, I think. I mean, this is kind of part of it. So you use that, and it basically spreads Flame Shock on, 5 people. In 9.2, it's also doing a thing where Flame Shock crits reduce the cooldown in your Chain Harvest. So with that combo and some decent crit on your gear, basically you've got like a 30-second Chain Harvest, so it's up for every pack.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so it's really fun. You get, burst healing, burst damage, that sort of thing. So that one is also, in theory, fairly consistent. One thing she didn't mention, but Mad Heals did, is he was like, it feels kind of bad on single target. Like on bosses, it doesn't feel that great.
Yeah, I've been doing more researching and some theory crafting on both Brewmaster and Mistweaver keys, because I was thinking about it earlier today. You actually got KSM on two specs of your same class. Virus is capable of it, and I haven't healed higher than a 10, so I want to rectify that for next patch. If there's
you
time.
are also close on. Oh, you're saying KSM on 2 specs on the same class.
On 2 specs of the same class, yeah.
True.
And so I was looking up, obviously, Brewmaster stuff, because it's looking like I'm going to have to go hands as my next one. I went and asked them Peak of Serenity, and their answer was basically like a giant paragraph that essentially just said it's going to depend on what tier pieces you get. I'm like, dude, I'm a Mythic Plus player. I'm not going to be getting tier pieces at the same rate of everyone else. And their answer was still like, we still don't really know. I'm like, are you serious? All this data, you don't know. What is wrong with you people?
So what I would say is start off with one piece, because you can scrap it and then just remake it. Because I think you can scrap a legendary and get like the full resources back. I don't think there's a cost, but I haven't done it.
There's not a cost of scrapping legendaries. You get all the pieces for it, and then the only other thing that kind of happens is you have to get new missives in the new piece. So it's a gold loss because of that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I was hoping to find out how the belt worked. Is it just like you just buy the belt? Like it's not something where you buy the pattern for it, then you still have to buy like a crafted rank 7 piece?
I don't know. I think you're still gonna have to buy a crafted rank 7, but you'll just need Flux to do it because you already have all the shard upgrade stuff.
Yeah, well, it looks like from comments I saw, people were saying like it's basically just like 1 day of doing all of your stuff in the new zone, and that's 2K. I imagine doing all the stuff for the zone for a day is still like 3 hours or something, but
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things where initially I think our dungeon run days will be 2 days, and then we'll do 1 day where we just push out as much in Zerath Mortis as we can.
yeah. And realistically, we got what, 2-3 weeks before like rank 7s are even available, so
Yeah,
it's no need to like grind all that out in 1 day, unless you're like me and are going to be making multiple legendaries.
I will be. I'll be making 2 new ones at least that need to get to rank 7, because the other thing that's happening with Mistweaver is I probably need to go ahead and do the Venthyr grind, even though I kind of don't want to. And then I'll need to go back to Ancient Teachings of the Monastery, because of the way that the Venthyr and the Kyrian Covenant legendaries work. They synergize much better with Kyrian or with Ancient Teachings than they do with the not Ancient Teachings one. Tear of Morning, which is what I use now. So I'll have to recraft. But Mistweaver community is already saying gloves are going to be the choice, because the glove piece is statted so badly for Mistweaver that they're like, yeah, we're not even going to be like aiming for a glove tier piece, at least initially, to activate a 4-piece. We'll get it to activate a 2, but eventually, you know, we want head, shoulders, chest, and legs. Because with Call to Arms giving you GG on use of weapons of order, you gain more damage output that way. You can do more damage output, since GG is basically what, you know, when you do damage, you heal, you know, for percentage of it. And so because of that, Ancient Teachings, which has synergies with your DPS kit, gonna work better. And then for Venthyr, basically anytime you crit, I'm not on the monk, but anytime you crit, you basically get like a reduction of cooldown on Fallen Order. And the fastest way to get the cooldown reduction as quickly as possible is by doing Essence Font. Well, Essence Font triggers the Ancient Teachings of the Monastery buff, so it just work like perfectly in tandem because of that. So it's fine. I don't hate Ancient Teachings, but you know, it's annoying to recraft again.
Okay, so as far as tonight goes, what
I'll do DK
combo are you wanting to go with?
DK and Warlock, and then I'm happy to like heal some dungeons just because I want to continue to get some experience as a healer. So that means we can do mid-level keys, like the 10s on some characters, or if we want to look at, you know, lower level keys, it's fine, because I got
right
plenty.
Now, like
I got plenty of
keys go from 6s to 13s.
Okay, that's fine.
The constructs continue to bolster their forces at the Temple of Courage. Aid the Kyrian in
Alright, but on your DK, which healer would you prefer? Knowing that Pads may also want to get his paladin in on something. Even though they're getting nerfed all to hell.
The fact that he's found a healer that he seems willing to play is good, though.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that I feel like he picked the one with like the most buttons.
I
Word.
legitimately fully expected Resto Druid out of him.
He said he doesn't like the hot style gameplay. And admittedly, it does take a little bit of time to get used to like trusting your hots to heal people up. It's something I'm still kind of working on, to be honest. I'll either overestimate how much my hot will heal, or I like greatly underestimate it, and like I'll have a DPS go into a fight at half health, and I'm like, oh, what? I had like rejuve on you. Why did that not heal you up? Forgetting that everybody has like 1,000,000 health, and like my heals do like 200 a tick. Because I have no gear. Like, I thought Shaman would be his pick because he seems to be comfortable with the class and what all the other utility is.
Yeah, you know,
It's just a matter of
that makes perfect sense to me.
getting used to hitting Riptide and Healing Surge. And he's got a ton of gear, so like it would just be easy.
Transpired in Bastion is a stain on our
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Shaman wasn't the choice either, now that you think about it.
It was probably just like, hey, Paladin is super strong right now. Looking for a change of pace.
That makes sense.
There was the whole like, oh, let's everybody switch up roles. Like, Newall will tank because he hates fucking tanking, and we'll have Pads heal because he's never healed before, and then Works would just DPS because he can shut his brain off.
Honestly, I shut my brain off more tanking than I do DPS right now.
Foothold in Maldraxxus. They will consume everything we have fought for.
I was thinking about that yesterday or the day before. I was like, you know, like maybe it's just my comfort level with Shadow Priest, but like the pace of the game feels a lot slower when I'm healing or range DPS than it does when I'm melee. Like melee, it feels like there's so much more going on, even though there's not really. It's just like positioning matters more at like a micro level.
Yeah.
Because like yesterday, I think I pulled something because I was trying to get out of shit on the ground, but still stay within range of the mobs to do damage, and like I pulled extra things. And, like I took damage from something because I couldn't see where it was going on because there were so many mobs and shit. Whereas that's not an issue when I'm ranged or healing.
Yeah, I will say playing ranged for me is also like turn my brain off because it's like, holy shit, I can do so much. Because it feels like nothing's going on, which I know isn't the case, but I see what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pressing just as many buttons as Shadow as I do on my Monk. It's just I have better vision, I guess, in the battlefield. And it's a comfort level thing. Like, before this, I hadn't really done any serious content as a melee since Molten Core and like vanilla. when I was raiding as warrior. Alright, Pads, we were trying to discuss what group comp we were going to start with. If Warwick's runs on his DK, what would you want to run as?
I honestly don't know.
You have what, mage and paladin?
Mage and Paladin left, yeah.
Until you power level that demon hunter you were working on last night. We have to gear that up.
No, not particularly. I have like 4 of the characters that are all at 50 that if I wanted to like do something with, I could probably pick one of those and be better. So I have my own DK that's at level 50. I have a hunter that's at level 50. I got a warlock that's at level 50, and I got a druid that's at level 50. Not super keen on picking that druid though.
I just saw a clip from I didn't pay attention to what key level it was, but it was a Hall's pool where a Frost DK was doing 100k DPS on the pool.
Yeah, I saw that clip too.
And I was like, how? Like, my guy doesn't do any of that.
That's right.
Maybe he's not playing the obliteration build.
Oh, he's not. That's very cool.
But I was like, damn, like, maybe it's just because it was a gigapool or something, but damn, that was a lot of damage.
Yeah, he was playing Breath of Sindragosa. I guarantee you he was. Because Obliteration can't do that much damage on that pool. It's because of the limitations of the spec and the way Obliteration's designed. It's much more single target focused. So he was definitely playing Breath of Sindragosa. He probably popped all cooldowns. And I don't remember what else was in the group, but he may have gotten an external. He probably popped like potion, like everything. And with some smart positioning, got it all done.
I've just heard the Breath of Sindragosa build is kind of boring, because when you pop Breath, like, you can't hit a few of your buttons. Like, you just basically become a 2-button spec.
Obliterate and rhyme, yeah, pretty much. It just depends. Like, there's a way of like managing there's like a way of managing
Got a 6 Halls, 4 Wake, 4 Mists. I would not be upset at the Mists because it gives me a chance at the dagger. This guy doesn't need anything from Wake. And I don't think he needs anything out of Halls, really.
we're not doing high enough keys where the drops inside the dungeons will be worth weapon wise, so I'm not picky.
Well, I've got a 207 offhand, so
I've got a 207 chest piece and a 210 belt, so I'm with you on that.
I've got a 190 neck, so I think the while the neck off spires is best in slot, I think the Sinstone pendant is an intellect neck, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Okay. Yeah, let's just do mists, so I can get a chance at a dagger without having to LFG Sylvanas again.
I'm taking.
Yeah, and then with all of us being kind of in melee, that's going to be, it'll be crowded, but maybe it'll be easier to see.
Well, the only mobs that are going to suck are the 2 before the 6